Hello and welcome to Quarterlight, your car brochure channel. In today's episode we continue the Lancia series with the Y10. Welcome back, and if you're new to Quarterlight, we're a car brochure channel here on YouTube, looking at cars for the 60s, 70s, 80s and 90s. Sometimes beyond that as well. So if you think that might interest you, please consider subscribing. It does help the channel. Anyway, back to today's episode, the continuation of this Lancia series. Yes, we've been looking at a brochure for 1988, the full range. We've now come to the last one, the Y10, because strangely this brochure goes from the biggest to the smallest, unlike most brochures which go from the smallest to the biggest. Anyway, the Lancia Y10, bit of a strange car really think Autobianchi Y10, because the Lancia name was just really used for the export markets, but an interesting car. And I do remember a few of them driving around when I was younger, although it's been a very long time since I've seen one. But let's dive straight into this brochure. So here is the brochure in question, and viewers who have been watching this particular series are familiar. This is from the 1988 full model range, showing the Fila, Prisma, Delta, and today's episode the Y10. And if you remember, it has this dealer stamp for Benfleet in Essex, a place called Woodman's Garage. Don't know if anyone remembers that, or if it's still in business, or what happened to it. That's always interesting to know, though. I don't get many replies about that, but you know, that's always interesting. These dealerships, these old dealerships that kind of like disappear, sadly, don't they? Lancia badge very proudly shown, and sadly, people in the UK, this is kind of like a badge that's all been forgotten, very sadly, because it's a very historic badge, and it's always sad when these manufacturers decide to no longer sell their product in a particular country. But like I say, the Y10 is the model we're going to look at today. And the Y10 was an unusual model, really, because like I say, it was only really known as the Lancia Y10 in the export markets, because really the true badge really would be the Autobianchi Y10. It ran from 85 to 95 in various different generations. This is like the first or the last of the first generation of these very interestingly styled little cars. And there we go, a little bit of a zoom in on this particular small car. Like I said, unusually designed. It wasn't a wow, looking at this amazing design. It was almost like it's an attractive little design, but I don't know why kind of car, in my opinion. One little wiper on it, these tiny little wing mirrors. Look how small they are. And interestingly, the rear, they tended to have like a black tailgate on, which we'll have a look at the moment. This is obviously the LX model. Love this little illustration of the engine, with all these different colours, yellows, blues and reds used, making it look like a really interesting little engine. And the Lancia badge there proudly shown on top. We will have a little bit of a read of some of this information. We won't read it all because it's quite wordy, but we'll look at this and then we'll move on through the range. So it tells you here the concept behind the Lancia Y10 was brilliantly simple: to create a car that is compact and functional, whilst at the same time provide an interior of relative spaciousness and appointments. The Y10, through high technology and bold innovation design, takes the concept of compact cars a major step forward. It goes on to tell us that it's just over 11 feet in length, with a drag coefficient of 0.31. It goes on to tell us a 5-speed manual gearbox is standard in every model, so is rack and pinion steering, front independent suspension, new Omega shaped rear suspension, which I think was used on the Panda as well actually, and a tailgate that fits well above the height of the car in order to make loading and unloading an easy possible. Sorry, as easy as possible, I should say. All models with the Y10 range provide a unique combination of styling, performance, specification, equipment and value for money. In the worlds of a leading car magazine, the most advanced Super Mini yet released. In 10 years' time, most other Super Minis will look like the Y10. That's a weird statement, isn't it? If you're happy to drive what others drive, then so be it. Alternatively, the Y10 provides a taste of the things to come. And I guess, yeah, in the UK, if you bought one of these, you were a little bit different. And I kind of like one thing, actually, this does very much remind me of a Fiat Cinquecento, you know, the newer ones. So I know that's really from the same manufacturer, but there was right, because I think the Cinquecento, the Type 170, I don't think that came out till around about 91. So that's kind of like interesting. So this is like an early Cinquecento in some ways. Okay, so next page is the introduction. We get the Y10 Fire LX, and this was a special edition. They did a few different special editions, and they also did a Martini special edition, but this is the Fila, or Fila model, with body coloured everything on there. We'll come back to these pictures in a moment because they are interesting. We'll have a look at this, a bit of an introduction for the Y10 Fire. So it says the Y10 range is introduced by the Fire LX model, deriving its name from the revolutionary, fully integrated, roboticized engine. The engine is light, durable, manufactured with fewer components, needing little maintenance, and performs impeccably even at lower speeds. It provides excellent fuel economy, which this vehicle's all about, really, isn't it? Without sacrificing performance, and has minimum servicing requirements. With a total power output of 45 bhp at 5,000 rpm, the 999cc engine produces upwards of 67 miles per gallon at a constant 56 and an available top speed of 90. They weren't performance machines by any stretch of the imagination, but you know, from a sort of like a fuel economy point, you know, they did what they were promised, really. It says inside the dashboard fascia and door panels are finished in Alcantara, a washable material with all qualities of suede. Seating is upholstered in Italian design woolen fabric. That sounds rather nice, doesn't it? Okay, so it carries on and tells us like the standard equipment for the Fire LX, electric front windows, which is nice, isn't it, for a base model. Central door locking, split folding rear seats for loading convenience and flexibility, 5-speed manual gearbox, internally adjustable driver and passenger door mirrors, rear wash wipe system and digital clock. So for the UK market, it was very well spec'd, and I can imagine they probably caught a few customers there just by showing all this equipment that they had. They also at this time that Fila special edition model based on that Fire LX, tells us it's offering the same performance or same engine, etc. But it's sort of like a bit more sporting appeal, I guess, for a younger audience, I guess. So a sporty upholstery, and like I say, all colour coordinated, and we'll have a look at that in a moment. And it goes on to say whether it's the Y10 Fila or the Fire LX, this uniquely designed 3-door compact with chic styling offers exceptional performance in town or motorway driving, setting new standards of motoring and real value for money. Okay, as it's the closest, we might as well start with this special edition one, and you can certainly see body coloured wheel trims, even body coloured bumpers, front and rear, obviously. It looks like it's got a black tailgate, but actually the tailgate is up. So unusually on this model we got the same coloured tailgate. I always liked having the black tailgate, so probably for that reason alone I wouldn't have picked this particular model. Bit of a stripe, and it's kind of like the Fila badge at the back, but rather interesting. We get these rather nice seats, which we'll have a look at now. So that's the seats you got in there, with this little Fila motif on the seats. They do look quite nice, they do look quite sporty. Only available in white, that one, you can only get that in white. the standard model now. Like I say, black tailgate, which you can just about make out on that picture. Quite snazzy little door handles, I think, on this one, with a little bit of chrome on there. That's quite nice. Like I say, pretty well equipped for what it is. Notice though, no passenger door mirror, which is a little bit unusual. So it's a little bit, I guess this is a left-hand drive, so I don't know if the UK spec models got 2 door mirrors. Like I say, it was quite high specs, but unusual to leave that passenger door mirror off there, really, isn't it? And we can see on there, that's certainly a left-hand drive model, isn't it? I guess this is facing the opposite way, so is that a right-hand drive? Hard to say, but like I said, unusual not showing that door mirror on there, because this is 88. We've kind of like got to the stage where passenger door mirrors were pretty standard. And that's that interior of this base model. I do like these door cards though, how they swoop down like that. I think they look quite nice. Quite a snazzy looking dashboard on there as well. And the seats in that Italian trim, as it says, do look actually quite comfortable. Then we get this model, which to be honest with you, don't remember this at all, the Y10 Turbo. I guess I should put it out to you, the audience. Do you remember the Y10 Turbo in the UK? I really don't. Hard to tell on this one, but yeah, it's still got the black tailgate. It just happens to be a black car. Only available in 2 colours, it's telling us this brochure, red or black. I guess the red will show that tailgate off a bit nicer. Very nice red interior, which you can just about make out. Turbo badges galore, red stripes. This up here says Y10 Turbo. A rare car today for sure, and certainly a car I would have loved to have a drive in, because I'm sure that little turbo engine, it felt pretty quick. Let's see if it tells us the performance figures. If it doesn't, I'll try and find them for you, I guess. But yeah, an interesting little car. This is a left-hand drive, as you can see. And I can't really confirm whether that passenger door mirror is on there or not, but like I say, it's unusual, isn't it, at this time not to have that. These look like alloy wheels. I'm kind of like hoping they are, but a nice little packaged car at a time when small hatchbacks were becoming, or they really were, weren't they? They were very popular little cars. I don't know, I just feel that would be a fun car to drive. Let's have a look at the text and see if we can learn a bit about it. Okay, so the Y10 Turbo is a perfect combination of power and refinement. A 1049cc engine this time, overhead camshaft engine with turbocharger and intercooler, produces no less than 85 bhp at 5,750 rpm. The 5-speed manual gearbox ensures full use of the available power with an available top speed of, wait for it, 112 miles per hour, and acceleration time from standing to 62 in 9.5 seconds. So it's not like blisteringly fast, but I think it would feel pretty fast in such a small car. With a unique and functional body shape, the most aerodynamic in its class, optimum fuel economy is achieved at all speeds. He goes on to say that interior dashboard fascia and door panels finished in Alcantara as before, while seating is upholstered once again with Italian woolen fabric. The split folding rear seats provide an extra storage space and loading flexibility, while the rear window wash wipe system ensures good visibility. Further interior specifications is designed for the needs of the driver in particular, including a tachometer, turbo boost gauge, and LED check control system which continuously monitors engine and operating functions. Adding that sporting touch is a front spoiler or air dam which incorporates additional driving lamp units, a manual operated tinted glass sunroof, and hooray, light alloy wheels. With its attractive design and sporting performance, the Y10 Turbo is destined to stay ahead of its competition for a long time to come. So, like I said at the start there, I was saying the Turbo is just available in 2 colours. 602 is black and 854 is red. Interestingly, when we look at that, though, it says The black has got a blue-grey interior, and the red has a grey-black interior. This is clearly showing a red interior. I guess this is more for the Italian market. Like I said, it is a right-hand drive. Well, it is a right-hand drive, isn't it? I presume it's a right-hand drive. Confusing, this brochure. Sometimes it shows left-hand drives, sometimes it shows right-hand drives. So that's a bit confusing with that interior, but nevertheless, this is what it's telling us. So colours for the standard model are numerous, actually, aren't they? So let's have a look at those. So I think, unlike what I've done previously, moving backwards and forwards, I think I'll just tell you what these colours are. So 102 is dark red, 210 is white, 404 is azure, that's quite a nice colour, 457 is metallic jade, 501 metallic platinum, and 854 is Corsa red. So that's your colours choices you could get for that Fire LX model. And like I say, we also had that Fila model, but you can only get that one in white. So prices down the bottom there for the Fire. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell you about the turbo, sadly, but the Fire LX was £5,295. Looks like that Fila, the special edition, was an extra £100. I think I would have stuck to the base one. I'm not hugely struck on that particular special edition. And then we got this list of what specifications we got. So at this stage we're right such a long way from the actual list of features. I'm just going to have to point them out as we go along. This first column we're looking at here is metallic paint. We know the Fila only came in white, so you couldn't even get that as an option, but you could get optional metallic paint on that Fire LX. Next column up is sunroof, so there was no availability to get a sunroof on your Y10. And then we've got central locking, which is standard, which is a nice feature. Even though it's a small car, it's still a nice feature. And then we've got two things that aren't available on this particular model. No twin camshaft, no disc brakes all round, so that's them two columns. But then it comes to this split rear seats, which you could get on this, and then tinted glass, only available or as standard on your that special edition Fila model. And then we got laminated windscreen, passenger door mirror. Oh, there we go, passenger door mirror. So passenger door mirror was standard on both models. Didn't show that in the brochure. I guess it was from a different market. I don't know in the UK, did that passenger door mirror become legally standard at some point, which probably would explain why it's showing it on here. I don't know what date that would have been if that did happen, but yes, you got door mirrors on both your passenger side and your driver's side, which is nice. So, and then you got, after that, you got heated rear window, you got rear wash wipe, halogen headlamps, all nice. There's a little bit of a blank here. It tells us we do not get alloy wheels on either model, although we do get a digital clock. We don't get a tachometer on either model, although we did get on that Y10 Turbo. And then ending, we've got all these features then: front electric windows, adjustable steering column, front seat belts, and a 5-speed gearbox. All the good stuff. Then it's telling us the speed, so 90 miles an hour, 0 to 60, 16 seconds. It was pretty slow, really, wasn't it? But I think it was more to do with fuel economy than anything. These are giving you your fuel economy figures. So the first column here is going to be showing us the fuel economy, which is amazing at a constant 56. 67.3, that's outstanding, isn't it? And then if we go right to the end column here, it tells us it's £85 if you wanted metallic paint on that Fire LX. So there we go, that is the Lancia Y10. If you remember these small cars, please do jot that in the comments. Also, this concludes the Lancia Brochure series. Also jot in the comments which one is your favourite Lancia in 1988 for the UK market. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe. We'll see you very soon. Take Take care and goodbye.